great. I think we're doing really good this year as well. Also want to thank the pros for coming out. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. So we're going to start by all the pros introducing themselves, and then we'll start asking questions and giving answers. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to go from left to right. We're going to start with this man here.
Yo, the little guy first.
The little guy.
Thanks, Chef. You're welcome.
Awesome. Just introduce yourself. No one knows this guy.
What's going on, guys? Kim Williams here. Currently getting ready for 2019 Honor Classic. Definitely a pleasure, honor to be on there. So I'm really excited to be doing that.
Hello guys, my name is Eric Ramirez, and I appreciate you guys coming and supporting Diamond Gym for this event and whatever questions you guys will bring it in.
What's up, guys? I'm Giant Killer Shaw Bermuda, current defending New York 212 champion. And Legion Pro champ, and I am getting ready for the Olympia this year.
My name's Edward Papiro, 212 competitor, along with Sean. I'm getting ready for the New York Pro.
All right.
My name's Pierre, classic physics. I'm the biggest guy here.
What like the prettiest guys here?
What show did you just finish in?
Oh, the
There you go.
Marlon Ballesteros, getting ready for the New York Pro and Puerto Rico.
Trainer and coach.
Big Lampy, I guess I'm the OG here.
OG!
51. Competed for the first time this past year after 6 years. I come back from, basically I retired and I had double rotator cuff surgeries, got 14 screws in my shoulders, and I thought there's only one way to get in shape, train for a show. So I took 5th out of 12 in the Masters Baltimore Pro, and I think I'm going to give this Masters thing a try and see what I can do.
I'm going to kill Dick. I currently turned pro at the Junior Nationals this past June. I'm getting ready for the Pittsburgh Pro. Mike Bell, I'm probably the youngest here. Turned pro in Miami in 2017, men's physique. But these guys don't like men's physique guys, so I coupled up and went up to classic physique. So this will be my first year competing in classic.
My name is... My name is Jeff Beckham, and
Pretty boy.
I wanted to tell you that I've been in love. I'm getting ready to go out to India to guest post in the last week of February. It's Shuru Classic, and then I'm getting ready for the Honor Australia, the second week of March.
Hit it with a split. There you go.
Somebody get him up! Somebody get him up!
Keep going, get him up.
I'm going to say I may not be retired, but I'm holding my crown for Miss Universe figure. I'm a posing coach, a life coach, and to everybody, almost everybody in this room that knows me, knows that I'm the crazy girl running back and forth backstage helping all the competitors, whether it's posing or bikini bite or whatever it is, I'm there.
My name is Fred Smalls, going Fred Biggie Smalls. 3-time Olympian, former pro champion. My niche is posing, entertaining. So thank you all for coming out.
No, if Jeff is
in November doing probably Italy shows.
Yes, sir.
My name's Kendall. Figure Pro. I also work for Universal, so if you see me, you probably see me at Universal/Animal booth. I won my pro card back in 2015 at North Americans, and I don't know what I'm going to do this year.
And I get to be her posing coach.
Yeah, she closes me,
Nice.
as well as probably everybody in this room. And that's it.
All right.
Hello, my name's Coco. I recently got my pro card at Team U this year. Yeah, Coco! Actually going to be prepping for Midwest Pro later on in March.
You'll be okay.
My name is Patrick Mubarak. I'm probably the second oldest OG here. 2005 USA champion, published writer, leader, muscle development, coach, supplement store owner, gym owner, and bodybuilding is my life. Everything I have is in bodybuilding, and thank you guys for coming, and hopefully we can answer all your questions.
Is that it? Okay, so just real quick, as far as the coaches and prep coaches and posing coaches here, these guys have coached and turned so many people pros, you won't believe it. All right, so big round of applause for them. To the pros here, they've won so many pro competitions and top Olympians, and I want you guys to understand who you have in front of you, and now's the time to really ask questions, you know, talk to them about their prep, how long they've been training, with, you know, just get in. This is a good time to do it, okay? So, first question, any questions?
I'll start.
Yeah.
Out of sweeps, legs. Working on for a long time. I can do weight, but weight is not where it's at. You guys all know that. So I'm looking to get those out of sweeps coming out. So what do you recommend anyway?
Can I answer that? So, people want to spot increase certain muscle parts, right? There's no way of spot increasing the muscle part. If you want to put on a size to your legs, to your arms, you have to put on muscle on your overall entire body. So, for example, for like an inch and a half in the arms, most people have to put on 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. So that's just weight. You know, you could change the form, the way the muscle looks by doing certain exercises, of course. You know, but when you want to add muscle or add the outer sweep or more hamstring development, more drops, stuff like that to your legs, that's muscle development. You know, so you're gonna have to put on a little bit of weight. You know, it might not be 15 to 20 pounds, because your genetics might be different than mine and his, but you have to put on a little bit more muscle. Now, to target the muscle, yeah, I would say, compound movements, because that's what works, that's what brings out the muscle more. But definitely put on the muscle mass to help you, spot increase whatever you're trying to do, whether it's legs, shoulders, arms, or chest. So it's muscle mass.
And you said weight's not where it's at, but high intensity, mechanical tension, heavy weight for a certain amount of time under tension is what's important. So you're right, doing 2 and 3 reps, that's doing us no good. But doing as heavy as way possible for upper 8, 12, or a minimum of 20 seconds under tension, that's what's important.
I think nowadays with social media, you see all these people doing like all these pretty ass exercises. And you're like, that's shit, man. That shit looks real pretty. You can't develop muscle and be pretty at the same time. I mean, some people can, of course. But you have to like Fred said, you have to push the weight. You have to eat the food first, push the weight to develop the muscle.
If I could add to that, for years when I trained, squats, leg press, deadlifts, and what. When I got hurt and I came back, I was forced to use a lot of machines, and my muscles came back, but they came back a different way. And this past year, when I started squatting again and started using heavy leg presses and time under tension, it took on another level of. I mean, a lot of guys saw me throughout the years going to shows, and I'm sure there was whispers like, "What happened to Vinny? He's skinny and everything." And it's like, having 2 rotator cuff surgeries, you can't do anything. I couldn't even tuck in my shirt. So to train with machines opposed to free weights, it's a big difference. So you have to use that those compound movements with, what'd you do to me that time? I trained with this guy.
I have to.
So I thought I was training hard, and I come to the roster, and next thing I know, it's like, 7 degrees outside, and I'm in a t-shirt, fucking puking my brains out, because it took me to another level. And it's that level of intensity that, we all have experienced. And there's some guys in here that are a higher level of intensity, and we benefit from that because we train alongside them, we see them. It's like, for you to be here today and ask these questions, just learn and know that we all have a different approach, but the compound movements are where it's at.
I think one of the best things that's happened for bodybuilding is the social media, because it allows you to expose yourself. But one of the worst things that's happened for young bodybuilders is social media and the internet, because you're watching what established pros are doing now, and you're thinking that's the way you need to train. But there is nobody at the top that has not started with squats, deadlifts, push press, bench press, all the basics that, because training, in order for your body to change, training has to be hard. It has to hurt, it has to be uncomfortable in the right places, not your joints, but in the muscle. And you have to put yourself under extremes in order to get extreme change. And that's what you got to remember. So when you see guys doing, like, people watch the CT Fletcher thing, Kai Green doing like 1,000 reps on curls on cables. That's not how he got like that. Oscar will tell you that. That's not how he got like that, And these guys, we move massive amounts of weight, but again, do it controlled, in a controlled fashion for a longer time in the kitchen, and that's how real growing happens.
And everybody's weight is different. What might be heavy to you might not be heavy to me, weight-wise, but physically-wise, if you're maxing out at your 100%, you're doing what you need to do. If I'm maxing out at my 70%, I'm not maxing out my 100%. So you have to try to max out your 100%. In the gym, like Fred said, 8 to 12 reps, because if you look at a powerlifter and a bodybuilder, we're built different, right? Powerlifters are bigger, more bulkier, more body fat. Bodybuilders are more muscular. Same thing with a marathon runner and a sprinter. Marathon runner have elongated muscles, sprinters have fast twitch muscles, fast development muscles. And that's what makes us more rounder and everything else. So yeah, you have to pick up weight, you have to increase your repetitions to 8 to 12, a certain amount of weight that you're maximizing it. And that way, next week when you come back, you don't need to come back in here and think about, oh shit, I want to put on 10 more pounds. You know you're going to put on 10 more pounds because you did 315 for 10 reps or 12 reps. So the week after that, you got to come and do 325, right? Because if you do 315 for the next year, you're not going to grow. 325, 335, 345, up and up and up. Eventually, yeah, you're going to come to an end that you're not going to be able to push more weight. It might be 500 pounds, but those 500 pounds are going to be a lot more bigger than you would at 315 pounds. Did we answer it?
Oh, yeah, we did. Let's do it.
I know you had a question earlier. Go ahead, ask.
In regards to protein assimilation, is there a difference? I guess what I'm trying to say, I eat 6 ounces of protein each meal as opposed to 10 ounces of protein each meal. I feel that I assimilated better at 6 ounces, but plus it's a lot for me. So I guess my question is, does too much consumption of protein turn to fat, or you just excrete it out?
Good question. 6 ounces per ounce is a great beginning. The more you increase your cardio, your training intensity, like a lot of athletes that begin with a small portion of protein. Naturally, as time passes by and they're going through the process, they're going to get hungrier. So the only thing that may increase is also the protein. Sometimes some athletes, like I began maybe at 6 ounces, towards the last few weeks of the prep, he was hungry at 60 ounces per meal. But that's extreme. He began with a few ounces, eating 8 to 10 ounces now. In the beginning, it was at 3 meals, 4 ounces, 5 ounces per meal.
Guys looking at me with like 3 meals, they look at it, he's gonna eat 3 meals?
I'll vouch for that. I've been around him for 3 years, he only eat 3 times a day, this guy.
So yeah, in the beginning, if it's too much, your body, if it's too much running, too much carbs, your body's going to turn to body fat. It won't excrete it. It's not hold on to it. Plus, too much protein is not being utilized for stress in the kidneys. So keep it up 4 to 6 ounces. As you continue to train hard and build more muscle, naturally your body's going to increase the appetite for more, maybe 6, maybe 7 or 8 ounces.
100% agree. Good one, Oscar.
I think you got to also look at your other nutrients that you're taking in, because in the absence of carbs, your body does need more protein. but when you're taking in more carbohydrates, your body doesn't need quite as much protein, right? Because your body's not going to turn to that protein for fuel because it has enough carbs. And if your fats are high, that can help as well. So I think that's a lot of factors going on there. Like he said, Kai was doing 16 ounces of protein, but you're probably looking at Kai at 1 is enormous. 2, he's probably not doing much of any other nutrient because there's near content, right? And he's probably doing a ton of training. So if you're training 3 times a day, doing cardio, and your body weight is high with very low body fat, then you have a lot more active tissue to utilize that protein, right? If you're starting out and you do that much protein, you're just going to get fat and you're going to be unhealthy. So.
And you guys work on, so obviously if you have a muscular imbalance, do you just tend to keep training and wait for that to catch up to the other side when you do unilateral movements or just I said let's say my shoulder or something like that?
I say it's important to do unilateral exercises. And a question that I get asked quite often is, how did you get your legs so big? How is your legs big? At one point, my legs was lacking and my upper body was heavy. So what I would do was I would lay off of my legs for a duration of time until my upper body would catch up. So I definitely believe in unilateral exercises, doing movements that you work each one independently. And if you're more bottom heavy than top heavy, maybe you might want to lay off your legs a little bit and let your upper body catch up. And vice versa, if you might be more top heavy and less bottom heavy, I recommend for your top you do more like calisthenic movements and stuff like that and high repetitions to keep the muscle and everything intact, and for your legs go harder. So if you're trying to create symmetry and structure in a good shape, there's no way that if your legs are lacking and your upper body is strong, if you keep hitting your whole body with the same intensity, you'll keep creating, and that imbalance will remain the same. So I definitely feel like you definitely independently and break your body parts up and let each body part get time and rest for the other one to catch up. Man, yeah.
My left arm actually feels really bad.
Yeah, I'm like left to right, yeah.
But like with my surgeries, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I did my left tricep 3 times a week for almost 2 months until my arm caught up. I just did whatever I could do. I had no control, and I couldn't hold the dumbbell over my head. All my ancillary muscles were shot. So it was a lot of cable work, but I did it every other Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Whatever body part I was doing that day, at the end, I would do band work for resistance and just rep the hell out of it. And it caught up. And now I still do unilateral stuff, but I also incorporate dumbbell presses up, extensions overhead and things like that. Conventional workouts, but it's once a week. But I did it 3 times a week, just my left arm, until it caught up. But I had a different issue. So, yeah.
If you look at the bodybuilder, even the guys here, these guys with flex, both sides are exactly the same. So a lot of people get caught up. I have like a millimeter difference in one arm to another arm. That's not a big difference. But if you have an injury like Vinny had, or you have some type of reason why something, then yeah, you need to separate the muscle groups. But if it's like an inch, a half an inch, we're all different. Like his price is a little different than his price is left. It's the way it is. Not everything is exactly the same. Don't get too caught up on that. I've heard some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, but it was like an injury, so I'm trying to catch up his shoulder for like a long time. Thank you.
You got my shirt?
Yeah, Sean, give me back the shirt, Sean.
You're looking good, brother. Don't worry about it. Looking good. Don't worry about it.
Can someone elaborate a little bit on carbs and fats, whether it's good to cycle them on different days, or can you have them both at the same time? Or can you have almond butter or peanut butter while you're prepping, or should you leave your fats to the animal protein you're consuming?
Say that again?
So that's about protein, carbs and fats, how to cycle them. So, right, so something I've had success with clients is, in order to keep the caloric intake pretty steady, you can cycle out, like sometimes you can make, like let's say we're doing a simple breakdown, like 50% protein, that's gonna stay. And we do 30% carb, 20% fat. Then I can play with the fat and carb contents to keep the protein consistent and still bring people down without having to bring the caloric level down all that much, right? And that way, you don't see people shrink out throughout their prep, you don't see them lose a bunch of strength, and they're not having to sacrifice so many calories so that by the time you get to the end of the prep, only variable you have is more cardio, and then their cortisol out, and then they look like crap on stage. So what I would say is if you're trying to lose body fat, a good way to cycle would kind of be, you can do carb cycling where you go, 2 times your body weight, 1 time your body weight, then half of that, right? Cycle it in 1 day on 2 times, 2 to 3 days on the one time your body weight, and then maybe 3 days on half your body weight. That's one way to do it. Or you can go where you go, I'm gonna take my fats up to 30% and bring my carbs down, and then the next week switch it back up, or when you see that plateau, change it back up again, because when you take the fats back down, you'll be a lot hungrier because your body processes the carbs not fast.
Do you count the animal protein, the fat in the animal protein as part of your increase?
Absolutely. Yeah, and as long as your saturated fat's not like, if you're doing keto, it's different, but as long as your saturated fat typically is not more than 10% of your total profile, you need to be pretty good as your diet.
Yeah, what he said. It's good. No, I mean everybody's different. Like so, some people can diet on carbs, fats, and protein. Some people can diet on high protein, moderate carbs, low fats. When I competed, I was yeah, we just talked about that actually. When I competed, I was very my carb depletion was 300. That was my carb depletion. So when I carb loaded to 700. But I have guys, so I'll give you a good example. When Justin Compton turned pro, with, I forgot his name. I had first, second, and third at Nationals 1 year. So Justin Compton came in first. His carb depletion was 300. He was ahead of me, right? The guy who came in second, I prepped him, I prepped him 2. His carb depletion was 30. And he was 220, 225. Same weight, same class in the Nationals. Whoever gets 1 and 2, So they were both different. So you have to find out what's best for you. We could tell you this, and this, but honestly, until each one of you find out what's best for you guys, that's what works. Because no prep coach. If a prep coach ever gives you a meal plan, and this works for all my clients, bullshit. He's stealing, you're robbing from you, taking your money. So I know that you've competed a couple of times. So each time you compete, see what works. Write things down. Write things down on the book. I have probably 10 marble notebooks, from all my years of competing. I go back to sometimes. When I do the New York Pro, I be showing, It ain't happening. You're right.
I won't be there.
But just see what works out. That's the best thing.
I think, add that I think we've all done different diets, but we've all done it we've executed it to the end, and we've all had success with our diets. It's all according to like if we're drier, or if we over-carb, or come in flat. Those are little things that we have to manipulate towards the end, but for the most part, I think a lot of us here have done different diets for different shows, but we've all believed in what we were doing. We didn't hem and haw over it and go, I don't know if this is going to work, if that's going to work. You gotta believe in what you're doing, and you gotta go for it, and don't talk to anybody. Keep one person in your corner, and don't get 3 different opinions, because you'll have 3 different diet opinions, and it'll confuse the hell out of you.
Consistency is everything, right? Because he's trained a ton of people turn pro, I train people turn pro, hospitals, pros, and I'm sure we all do it a little differently. So the thing is, if you have a coach that has a method, you gotta follow that method. And you make small changes within that method as you're going to shoot for your goal, right? But he said, keep notes, and I said this earlier, we were talking about training. Any other sport you do, you have a plan. You have microcycle, mesocycle, macrocycle, right? What you're gonna do. And in bodybuilding, here people go, we train instinctually. it's not effective because emotion comes into play, right? And you say, well, today I don't feel that good, but if you have it in your book, next time I hit 300 pounds, you go in the gym and you'll hit skill 5 through 20 because you know you're capable of doing it because you're not going off emotion. Same thing with your diet. If you have no idea what you ate 2 weeks ago, because you're just going by seeing your pants every day as you diet, like, oh man, I look flat in the mirror, so I'm going to go more carbs. Or, it can't work that way because sometimes it takes your body a week or 2 weeks to really make big changes, right? So you gotta have a game plan.
Questions?
Come on, let's go.
So this is what happens at all these events. Everybody's quiet, and then you check your Instagram DM, and then there's all the questions. I always say, your question can probably help somebody else. So it's always good to ask any and everything possible. Don't be shy.
Can somebody elaborate on peak week and carb loading and depleting and water loading and depleting? And how long does it take to fill out the muscle with the carbs?
It depends. It always depends.
I know everybody's too visualistic, but
Let me just say why it depends. Because peak week does not start. Peak week does not start the week before the show. Peak week starts 12 weeks before the show. 16 weeks before the show. So whatever you do going into that last week, that's why every single time is different. If I've done 5 shows, all 5 shows have been different. That's what I'm talking about. That's what, right, bro? Yeah. So, you know, even somebody that's experienced with Oscars has been prepping for like 20, 30 years, he will tell you, everybody's different to the end. I can tell you, me and Oscar could go into the same condition, right? But my way and his way is going to be 2 different ways. Because at the end of the day, it's how you look on stage. That 30 seconds or 60 seconds when you're on stage is all that matters. So, peak week starts 12 weeks before the show. That's why people go, what are we going to do for peak week? I have no idea. Aren't you a prep coach? I'm like, yeah, so I have no idea. But it just, it's different. If you have questions about sodium and water and stuff like that, to me, never take out your sodium. To me, never take out your water either. You can start lowering your water, but I don't believe in taking out sodium because sodium is, fills up your muscles. You take out your sodium, you increase the aldosterone, you turn to shit, your body, water out. That's when the hormone retains water full. So you can't play around with your that's
keep your sodium all the way into contest?
I keep 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams of sodium all the way into the shoulder. And I can tell you one thing, I do that with all my clients. That's the only thing I do with all my clients. As far as the water, when I won the USA's in 2005, the morning of the USA's, I had 2 Jack in the Box burgers and a 2-liter soda. And I was drinking that, people were like, you see, that's why motherfuckers don't win. And when I took off my shirt to go to the bathroom, people were like, holy shit. Because I was the hardest guy on stage, because I knew that's what I had to do. But then you go back to 2003 Nationals, I cut my water at Wednesday, because I had to. I looked a little different, quite different.
I was just going to ask, that was a good question. In fact, you and I, we come from the same place, same coaches or whatever. So what and when did you change that chain of thought? Both of you and I, we came from not putting a lot of sodium in our diet. How did you change that? What made you change that?
Well, I mean, I've always had a lot of sodium in my diet. I mean, to me, sodium is at least 2,000 milligrams per day. Plus you're having sodium from the foods. Unless you're like boiling your foods, there's sodium in food. Fish has sodium. Chicken has sodium. You get the triple boiled chicken. It tastes like chocolate. You know what I'm saying? So, and sodium is very important because when you take out your sodium, that's when you flatten out. People, because you weigh less, doesn't mean you're gonna look better on stage ever. You have to be on stage. You have to be full. You have to be lean, full, and dry. In order to fill up, you have to have the sodium in there. If not, you're gonna. We were just talking about earlier. It took about 2 weeks to put on a few pounds after the show, right? He'll tell you, it's like sodium. And it's sodium.
Basically, without sodium, you die.
Yeah.
Right? That's it.
It's interesting. The reason why it's interesting to me is the best places I've placed as far as being a bodybuilder has been when my sodium has been extremely low. I guess this is definitely, I understand what you're saying, that sodium is a portal for the nutrition and so on and so forth, but it also retains water, so to get that real dry look, yes, you have to keep it kind of low. So I agree and I disagree. The reason why this is kind of an argument, because you and I come from the same coach, so I'm just trying to really understand what made you change, what new information, because you and I, we know the same stuff in comparison to, so what really made you change is I'm still lost, because I'm under the impression that you turned pro with your salt and sodium being extremely low as well.
No, I didn't turn pro with George.
No, with Gino. That's why I'm a little lost. Okay, that's why I'm a little lost. That's why it kind of seemed like a little argument. Okay, I'm sorry.
So Jeff, are you saying you cut your sodium, or you just don't add it?
I'm saying throughout the year, why I'm normally lean throughout the year is I'm very extremely mindful of my salt and my sodium intake.
So you don't add sodium?
I very seldomly.
So you just leave your foods that have sodium in your diet, like you don't take out eggs and you don't boil your chicken?
No, I don't do it to the extreme, but I very seldomly will add any salt or anything. Yeah, I don't,
Right,
never.
so you don't salt your food and then drop it?
Never.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
right.
So the reason why, because you're not messing with your sodium, so your body, your natural levels are like this. When you start messing with your sodium, your natural levels go up and down. So do you cut your water too before the show?
Yo, honestly, between you and I, my best placements, I didn't drink water for like 2 days straight.
Okay, so right there, everybody's a little different. Everybody has different techniques, and I think with your coaches, a lot of times it's sometimes like you were saying earlier, I think it's kind of like trial and error. So you say,
But you have to have enough discipline to adapt what you're saying though, because most people don't have the discipline to put themselves on a diet for 2 weeks and see what happens. So it's all on them. We can give them all the answers in the world. Any question you guys answer, we got the answers or whatever. But at the end of the day, the discipline is not there. We're gonna know we're fast. Bottom line.
Well, another thing between me and you is that we're built different. You have small joints, so you're able to fill up more. Like when I lose my fullness, I look like 150 pounds. But when I'm full, I could look huge. So that plays the difference between your genetics and also your dieting. The water and everything else.
It's also how sensitive you are to foods. Like the meal. Front cost is really low. 6 cents out.
Like I've been through no carbs and fats, and my body's been up, down, skinny. So I work with these two gentlemen here, and it's like, which I've won tons of shows, thank God. But my body has been so sensitive where I can't eat a spoon of rice at this show, but then maybe the other show I can eat rice. Maybe I might just do keto, and some people are like, oh my God, how did you do that? That's how my body is. I'm super sensitive. I can eat something and put a sprinkle of salt on it, and my face will blow up like a starfish. You know what I mean? So I'm really sensitive. That doesn't mean that anything is wrong with me per se. My body's just different.
So I guess the real question is, how do you learn that? Okay, I can have this spoon.
Okay. Hold on. It's not just trial and error. It's by sticking.
It's a time. It's a time period.
Hold on. It's by sticking to the same coach and listening to what your coach is saying. If your coach tells you to eat dirt, you don't ask him why. You eat the dirt for 3 months if you have to. So that way you can
I think it has sodium.
I used to when I was in church. I used to like it. Has iron in it. Has iron in it.
All right, so Dad, then you know for sure, right? And then you can come back to your coach and you can say, okay, I tried everything you said to the T, and it worked or it didn't work. Do you understand? Now, you win an overall or you win first place. That doesn't mean that you don't have to make improvements, right? Because now your competition might be greater, or you still don't know what you're stepping into, and your body will never be perfect. There's always ways to improve. So if it worked the first time with the coach, you don't go, oh, let me try a new coach and let me see what happens. You ride that wave, okay? Now let's say you have a coach and you're always failing, and you're listening, but you're always failing, then you can decide on switching on a coach. But as long as you're doing good and as long as you're looking at yourself and you're seeing improvements, you stick with the same coach. coach. That's the only way that you'll know your body. I can tell you these two gentlemen here, they knew when I had my cycle before I did. Do you understand? I was like, no, I'm not getting my pick. Oh shoot, I got my pick. Do you understand? It's really important to find a coach that understands you and that will listen to you and stick with that coach. And honestly, some people are like, oh, I can prep myself. Listen, I don't know what kind of job or what you do for a living, but if you were gonna play this game correctly, do not nickel and dime yourself and try to prep yourself. Invest in a coach. Take that stress away, follow through, and succeed. That's it.
I'll just say on what he said, piggyback on what he said, it's all about the discipline. That's my coach right there. And I mean, I hear people say they complain, and you can ask him. He just sends it to me. He sends it to me, and you follow it. That's it.
If you want to have a coach, follow the plan. Just stick to the plan so you can get to know every week what hurt you. If you follow the plan for a few weeks and I don't know where you decided to have that tablespoon or whatever you want to add,
then
you will see a change in your body.
Then you will know.
Put it in. The only thing you change is that. So now you're learning what is changing you. You gotta stick to your plan.
Stick to the
If you
plan.
have a plan, you stick to the plan.
I learned my one thing when I asked him. I was hungry as hell. I said, "Yo, man, let me get a snack." He said, "Snacks for babies." And that was it. After he said that to me, I knew it was over. And that was 8 shows ago, and it was like 5, 6 overalls ago. And after that, you know, I mean, it's a great combination. I just listened to him, and it works. We won. He turned me pro.
But what kind of snacks were you looking for?
I wanted like cashew, almonds, something like that. Everything. He was like, nah, you can't have no almonds, you can't have cashew. That's for babies. That was it. That was it.
Yeah, you know what though? You respected him enough.
Yeah.
And respected yourself.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just forget I'm cheating, I'm dying. And then like, you go back.
I'm telling you, he didn't.
No, I know you can tell because
I don't